Hello everyone, we are just starting with our next session. I'll invite Anand Gurnani, who will tell us about the future of AR VR in the media and entertainment sector. So just a minute, I'll invite Anand on stage. Hey, hi Anand. We are not able to see you. Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
great, great. Okay, Anand, over to you.
All right.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. This is Anand Gurnani, founder of Bammer Technologies, and it's a pleasure to be invited by startup Reseau Ajay, and thank you, Gaurav, for inviting me to present on the future of augmented and virtual reality in the media entertainment sector. Obviously, when we present usually on stage, we make a lot of eye contact. So I'm assuming that we are all having that eye contact. Uh, so I'm going to start with a question, and you can answer it in chat or by raising hands. What's better, a picture or 1,000 words? Well, of course, picture, right? Now, let me ask you again, what's better, seeing a picture of Ladakh, a video of Ladakh, or being there? Well, definitely, I'm sure the answer is being there. So, virtual reality, my friends, is the next best thing to being there. And sometimes it's better than being there. So, I would like to welcome all of you to the immersive age. We have slowly started taking our steps from the information age to the immersive age. And while the information age was all about awareness and cognizance about what's going on, the immersive age is the next level where it's about comprehension and understanding, immersing yourself in the story, in the narrative. So I'm going to start with a very small and basic example. We are all locked down at home, and nobody's gone to watch any movies over the past 4 months. Now, of course, we have the television screen, and we can have a 4K TV and a large television and have a home theater. But the virtual reality headset, once you wear it, you're going to have you can have an IMAX experience, you can have a very large scale multiplex experience just at home with your headset on, and you can watch any content of your choice. And believe me, you will feel you are sitting in the movie hall. So I'm going to break down the different applications of VR and AR in media entertainment. But the first and most basic one, which does not even require very high level of computer generated imagery, it requires live content, the content that you own in its regular 2K, 4K, two-dimensional format. You have a new licensing avenue for the device for virtual reality. Your movies can be streamed into VR and people can watch as if they're in the theaters. And this is your existing content. Now, we'll go ahead to multiple screens. Now, again, virtual reality, you can choose to have as many screens as you want. This would not apply if you're watching a movie because you don't want to be distracted. But imagine here, if you're talking about media and you're talking about, say, financial media, where people want to look at a lot of indices or a lot of screens at the same time. Virtual reality gives you as many screens, it gives your viewers as many screens as they want to watch, to move around, and to understand at the same time. Now, this is with existing content. Let's go ahead. Now what do you see? You have immersed into the scene. This does not work with your existing content. For this, you're creating new virtual reality content. So in virtual reality content, if you were watching a space video, or if you were watching someone do a moonwalk on the moon, you could immerse into that environment, into the ongoing scenario, and be part of that universe. So we are not talking here, when you are creating virtual reality content, content creators usually talk about, the frame. But virtual reality content is 360 degrees, it is frameless, and directing that content, storyboarding it, or even shooting content, it is a very different new art form and a new science that is still evolving. In virtual reality, you have reality capture, which is the equivalent of shooting with a 360-degree camera, that it's a live content that you're capturing in 360. And you have computer generated animated 2D or 3D content, which you are creating from scratch. So what you see on the screen right now is a computer generated imagery in which the user is immersed. But in the same way, you can immerse in the 360-degree content that you shoot. So now imagine that you are in the concert versus just viewing the concert. Virtual reality immerses you in the concert and makes you part of that electric atmosphere. You could apply the same to sports, to adventure and thrilling content, to concerts, the whole stack. The travel genre. And this is very, very important and applicable right now when everybody's locked down home. Most people have not stepped out, beyond their where they stay. And people are used to traveling, and people love to travel. So when you're homebound, or even if you're not homebound, well, one day you travel to Colorado, one day you travel to Jaisalmer, the next day you can travel to the Maldives. Immerse yourself and experience it. Now, while it may sound that this is just talk, you have to experience virtual reality to understand the power of it and how captivating it is to your mind and to your belief. All narrative content, if it is fiction or even non-fiction, it's all about the suspension of disbelief. When you are immersed in a virtual environment, when you are either traveling or in a concert or in the midst of a particular 3D fantasy world, virtual reality helps you immerse to a very high degree of believability. Big opportunity in user-generated 360 VR content. Of course, there are already a good amount of players in that area, but at this point in time, virtual reality hasn't even taken off. We are still at the fringes of the what if, the possibilities, and they're all kind of tick marked. Yes, it's it's all clear. We're waiting to take off. But imagine 15 years ago or 18 years back, the scenario with mobile content and mobile phones, and then apply that to virtual reality as it is today. Media and news and journalism. So we always hear news channels say that we bring you the real picture, the complete picture, but eventually everything is directed. The camera shows you where it's being directed to show you. But with 360 VR, you are not editing out anything. You are looking at the scene of an incident. You are also looking at the other side. You are looking on all four directions. Out here, the shooting of Dangal, was being presented by one of the virtual reality documentary filmmakers at a conference that we organized. And you really, again, I'm going to be repeating immerse because this is an immersive technology. It is the biggest USP of this technology. And you can immerse into the entire scenario and not just be guided at what the director or the one who's shooting wants you to see. So we come to location-based entertainment. Now, location-based entertainment, you have a big range of different kinds of what you call LBE, which is a category that virtual reality caters to. You have very large scale, specially installed virtual reality experience centers, such as the Void, where you have rigs and different animatronics and a lot of physical hardware that is integrated with the virtual experience for your immersion to be total. Now, those are far and few, but LBE can be applied even in the context of uh, malls, airports, any place that you can set up a kiosk and contextualize the experience. So, for example, maybe some forts in India where you could go into virtual reality into the history, into the fort, and experience that era. Or you could be in a gallery and looking at paintings and then get into a particular painting's style and enter into a world that is painted like the painter has created. So location-based entertainment is fully experiential, interactive, and is contextually linked to whichever location you're giving the experience from. A big category and quite intrinsic to VR. Out here, suppose you're reading some comics on your tablet, and this is augmented reality. You want your characters to just come alive on your users' screens and come out of the screen onto the real world environment. Now, the amount of engagement that can create for any narrative story or character universe is immense. And we are seeing a lot of consumer facing brands tap into the power of augmented reality to experience the same. We'll talk about story universe. Now, this is a new format. We are all used to content being written, with a beginning, middle, and end. And we are all used to storyboarded content, right? Now, imagine content that is not written in the way of the events and the sequence of the events. Out here, the content could just be maybe 15 characters that are sketched out and environments that are built. Now your user actually becomes the character, role plays the character, and there are 10 others who are role playing different characters. They all have been given certain motivations, certain goals, and now they go about achieving that. And you don't know what the outcome will be, because that will be all organic, spontaneous. The amount of non-linear and different stories that can come out of a universe in VR could be immense. You could even apply AI to this and raise the potential of what can be done. So there's a lot that virtual and augmented reality are going to do to take entertainment experiences to the next level. So, as I said, the first low-lying fruit in that space is taking your existing content, licensing it to VR aggregators, so that your content can, even if you've shot it with a mobile phone, and a good mobile phone that's 2K plus, your users can actually experience it as if they are watching it in a theater, and you don't have to repurpose the content for that. So direct licensing of content for the virtual reality device, and then we come into made for the VR device, specially short content, which is either shot or created with the computer. So this is the linear content with a storyline, but you've done a 360-degree live capture or CGI. Then we spoke about location-based entertainment and the big opportunity with it. Social media, augmented reality is kind of getting into the social media space already, and you're going to see a lot more of it. You're going to see people having their own avatars, doing various kinds of dances, expressions, and they will be added on to different experiences. The opportunity for big scale outdoor events like sports, concerts, adventure, again, it's great with virtual reality. And then we spoke about news and documentaries. I did not touch upon gaming because that's a whole genre in itself, but of course gaming is where virtual reality has got its roots. So gaming in theme parks and arcades, again, a no-brainer, so didn't talk too much about it. Story universe is where you can look at the opportunities. We did touch about publishing and AR. And marketing, of course, marketing is using virtual reality and augmented reality in a big way. I'm kind of running out of time, so I'm going to hold on now for a few questions, and then.
Sure. Any questions for Anand? You can raise your hand or you can type your question in the question box.
Yes,
I have a question here. Just a minute.
Hey, hi, Anand. Interesting presentation, definitely.
Thank you.
I wanted to understand, do you also help develop the content, or do you help, what else?
No, so we help
Where do you
develop.
help, basically?
Yeah, we help develop content and we do consulting as well. So right now we are creating products for enterprises, which is more on industrial VR and AR. But my background is animation and entertainment, so we are looking at different ways in creating content that should become a complete content universe in itself.
Right. Would you want to share a range, kind of a pricing of sort, in terms of what is that a marketer or a brand marketer could expect in terms of investment in developing content?
Okay, so if you're talking about experiential marketing kind of activity, and you're talking about 3 to 4 minute experience where consumers can experience the brand, and you set up the VR kiosks, then we are talking in the range of around 12 to 15 lakhs.
All right. Okay. Great. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your question. Any one last question? Anyone? Any last question? Okay, great. So thank you so much, Anand. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you for the presentation. Yeah.
My
We'll be
pleasure.
back with another fireside chat shortly. Thank you.